Welcome back, everyone. We're jumping right in today because we're looking at a short but absolutely incredibly powerful manifesto by Praveen Jada. It's titled The Sovereignty of Mind Over Emotion. Now, if you've ever felt kind of stuck, like you're fighting a losing battle against your own habits, well, you are in exactly the right place. We're going to unpack the actual mechanics of our internal drive and explore what Jada calls the ultimate battle of the self. So, let's get into it.
I want you to genuinely think about this for a second. What is keeping you where you are right now? I mean, it is so easy to blame our schedule, right? Or our resources, or whatever external circumstances we're in. But Jada's text challenges us to look inward and really identify this invisible barrier. It's a wall we construct ourselves, literally day in and day out. And honestly, we usually don't even realize we're doing it.
And that brings us to the core thesis of the entire text. Listen to this. Your mind has to be always stronger than your feelings. This isn't just some fluffy motivational phrase you'd slap on a bumper sticker. No, it is a strict, strategic imperative. Jada is basically setting the stage for the ultimate battle that's taking place inside your head, right now. It's your logical, forward-thinking mind going completely head-to-head against that deep, primal desire for immediate gratification. Okay, let's dive into this. Section 1. The core conflict, also known as the battle for your future. Section 2, the daily sabotages, or how feelings trick us every day. We're going to look at the hyper-relatable, granular ways our emotions quietly sabotage our progress on a daily basis. So, on one side, your feelings desperately want to keep you in bed. On the other, your mind knows you need to get up and work out. Come on, we've all been there, right? It's 6 a.m., that alarm starts blaring, and suddenly your feelings mount this massive, award-winning ad campaign to convince you that your mattress is literally the most important place on planet Earth. They try to anchor you to the bed, actively fighting your physical progress with the pure lure of comfort. Now, what's really interesting here is just how easily our logical plans get hijacked. Your rational mind knows perfectly well you should eat something healthier, but your feelings, they completely bypass all that logic and push you straight toward the ice cream. They completely override your long-term health goals just for a fleeting, immediate sugar hit. It's honestly the perfect example of emotion overpowering logic for the sake of temporary pleasure. Oh, and here is the universal trap pretty much all of us fall into at some point: binge watching Netflix versus actually sleeping on time. Your mind knows you absolutely need restorative rest to tackle tomorrow, but your feelings, they whisper that just one more episode is exactly what you need right now. It feels so good in the moment. So what happens? You sacrifice crucial rest for a glowing screen, and you end up completely sabotaging the next day before it even begins.
Moving to Section 3. Choosing comfort over growth, which is really the philosophy of inaction.
Because at the end of the day, it all comes down to the comfort trap. Jada exposes this with some really brilliant rhythmic repetition. He points out that feelings make you choose easy over what is right, they prefer conserving energy over expending it, and crucially, feelings do not prefer discipline, commitment, or consistency. Basically, your feelings are biologically and psychologically wired to resist the hard work required for your personal growth. They just want you to stay safe, stay still, and stay comfortable. This brilliantly illustrates the dichotomy at play here. Look at the two sides. On one hand, we have the force of feelings. And according to Jada, their defining characteristic is that they keep you exactly where you are. They actively prevent action. They are essentially a paralyzing force. But on the other side, the mind operates on a totally different framework. It requires discipline, commitment, and consistency. The mind is the engine of action. Which brings us to Section 4, the perfection illusion, the ultimate paralysis.
Let's just pause for a second and really process this. Are you waiting for a perfect time to start anything? Think about it. How often have you told yourself, "Oh, I'll start when things settle down," or "I'll do it when I finally feel ready"? Your feelings are incredibly sneaky. They are so good at convincing you that tomorrow or next week or next year will somehow, magically, be a better time to actually do the hard work. But here is the stark realization from Jada's text, and it's delivered with absolute finality. Unfortunately, there is no perfect time. Waiting for the right moment, that is just another feeling-based excuse for inaction. It's a trick. Your feelings are literally using the illusion of the future to rob you of the reality of the present.
So let's move to Section 5 and see how this builds into our final conclusion: mind over emotion, the ultimate verdict. Having broken down the daily sabotages, the comfort traps, and that perfection illusion, we return to where we started,
But now we have a completely new depth of context. Your mind has to be always stronger than your feelings. It's no longer just a nice idea, right? It is the fundamental rule for making absolutely any progress in your life. Because if you let them, your feelings will always choose the bed, the ice cream, the easy route, and the delayed start. The absolute necessity of mental override is crystal clear here.
So, I'm going to leave you with this final provocative thought. The exact second this explainer ends, you have a choice to make. You have an action to take. Will it be driven by the feelings that desperately want to keep you exactly where you are? Or will it be driven by the mind that demands discipline and growth? Which force will dictate your next action? The choice is entirely yours. Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer, and I'll catch you next time.